Good afternoon. This is Mike Everson here with the National Weather Service Slidell, and I'm going to do the briefing for today. It's going to be pretty short and sweet, just because there's not a whole lot to talk about. I'll go ahead and start with our first slide of our situation overview. We got some warmer temperatures coming at least tomorrow and maybe into Saturday, but outside of that, it's going to be pretty cool for like the remainder of the forecast period. So, you know, our normal highs this time of year are lower 80s for the most part, and I don't know if we even hit 80 for a few days. Probably be in the low to mid 70s through much of next week. We do have some minor coastal flooding, still kind of out there over the lake. The lake's a little bit elevated, but that should be coming to end. I believe the coastal flood advisory is going to be expiring around 3 or 4 o'clock. So coming up in the next few hours, we shouldn't have any hazard products out. We don't have any rain in the forecast actually through, gosh, the next 7 days. And it's looking pretty dry even when you look beyond that. But so then the last little bullet there is we don't have any tropical threats for the next 7 days. I do have one slide to at least show you what's out there tropical wise. This is that coastal flood advisory I was talking about. Main thing is that the winds have been steadily coming down across the lake. So the down there on the south shore, those elevated tides should gradually begin to subside through the even overnight period. As far as tropical weather outlook goes, we got Tropical Storm Sean out there. The official forecast takes it out to the northwest of where it currently is, and they weaken into depression. So that won't be any impacts from that storm for anywhere for us. And that system out there that's just west of Africa, over the next 7 days, it's got a pretty low probability of developing. I think the last I had seen was 30%. So it's not a extremely favorable area for development, especially you get this late in the year. Those Cape Verde storms really struggle. And the good news for us is these steady cold fronts. I'm not gonna say nothing can get in the Gulf from Cape Verde, but more fronts we have, the better chance of anything that does develop out in the Atlantic getting picked up and pushed off east of the eastern coast of the U.S. All right, next slide. Kind of looking even beyond our 7-day forecast. So generally speaking, you know, you start getting towards the end of next weekend and the following weekend, you're kind of looking at those below normal temperatures. That's what this graphic's showing you. And the same for the next slide, talking about rainfall. So no rain basically for the next week, and even a little bit beyond that. We may get some rain going into not this weekend, but the following weekend. But overall rain chances are definitely below normal. And kind of finishing it out, you know, with no rain coming for the next several days, and we've been so dry lately. I was looking at, I think it was Baton Rouge, or maybe it was New Orleans yesterday, where they've had about 26 inches of rain at the airport over there at Moisant, and their deficit's at 26 inches. So they've received about half the amount of rainfall we typically see this time of year. So extremely dry out there. And unfortunately, we don't have any good news on that front in terms of kind of catching back up on rainfall. So we're in what we call D3 and D4 extreme and exceptional drought. So very dry out there. And that's the last slide I got. So I'm gonna go ahead and give me a second to stop the recording. I'm gonna unmute everyone, and just remember to unmute yourself.